Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about the NFL Combine that just happened a couple of days ago. I'm sure at least some of you have seen parts of it. If you haven't, that's why we're here. We're going to discuss some of the main highlights that we saw during this 4 days of action during the Combine. Let's start off with the 40-yard dash. That's really the main event.
Yeah. So we're not going to go by day, we're going to go by...
No, we're just going to go, let's just hop around.
Yeah.
Because, we're not going to be that organized. Let's start with the 40-yard. No, I don't believe in ourselves that much.
Well, you just have to know what position you're talking about. It's really not that hard.
But I feel like we're going to go back.
You know more than me, and even I could do that.
We haven't even started talking about it, and you're already arguing.
So the 40-yard dash.
The 40-yard dash. Obviously, the guy that we were all looking at before this combine even happened was Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
He went out there and put a 4.27, which is pretty much what a lot of us expected to see.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to break any records, but
he did. And he came close.
He did.
I know. In combines,
4.27 is not the slow by
like
any
in the
means.
combine,
he was
like,
disappointed with
that's
his 4.27.
0.05 of a second away from the record. Like
And
that's still pretty good.
Do they run a 40 at their pro days too?
I think they do. Yeah.
So he has time
they
to
do.
try to beat it as well. It won't
Yeah.
be for the combine, but it could be.
But it won't be a combine record,
Yeah.
Literally
which is
what I
what he
just said.
wanted. Yeah.
I mean, if you were listening to me, you would have known that.
So yeah, certainly like he was the star of the show when it came to the 40-yard dash, but also Jonathan Taylor out of Wisconsin, he had the best running back time, 4.39. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I was not surprised by that as well. I have Jonathan Taylor as my first ranked running back in this draft. I was going to say, no, Ryan does as well. That time did not surprise me at all.
Yep.
Another time we could look at is Justin Jefferson. There was some debate over how good he was going to be and where he would be ranked compared to some guys like Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. He ran a 4.43 40, and Daniel Jeremiah had a quote on him. He said that is huge. That is the most important time that we've seen today. He's a great player on tape, and now you've got some big time legitimate speed on record to back it up. So that was important just to kind of prove himself as being up there with some of the top guys. I'm pretty sure somebody said it, I don't remember who, but they said that he could be the first guy off the board. I don't think that's true.
That's bold.
I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say that while I was watching it.
Yeah, and
I think they were talking about, or maybe they were just talking about the cornerback position.
No, it wasn't today, I don't think.
Yeah, well, with Jefferson, he is a
Maybe
guy
it was
who's
actually,
really
no.
risen a lot, in
Or
my
wide
opinion,
receiver
in the pre-draft
position,
process. And then another time that I think we have to talk about, another 4.39, Isaiah Simmons. I call him the Taysom Hill of defense because he's really played just about every defensive position. So that was another big prominent time. He has experience rushing to the quarterback, making plays quickly, so that shouldn't come as much of a surprise either. So 4.39 for Isaiah Simmons as well. That really impressed me.
Yeah, and expect Travis Etienne to run something similar
Oh,
next
yeah,
year
yep, because
in the combine because they have very competitive races. So I'm sure that's going to be something that's going to be competition when Travis Etienne gets to the combine next year. Just wanted to point that out. We did have some injuries as well that happened during the combine. One of those being Jeff Okudah, who seemed like he was okay. Yeah. He ran his 40, and he got a 4.48 on that. Patrick Queen and Kenneth Murray also got hurt at the linebacker position. Patrick Queens was a little more fatal, but he's going to be okay.
Fatal?
Little more fatal. I didn't say it was fatal.
You did, though.
No, I didn't. It was a little more fatal.
Don't know if that's
it
how
still
that
means
word
it is
works.
fatal, though.
Okay.
Well, it was fatal because he couldn't finish his combine because of it.
And just
okay.
Yeah, I just want to name a
Moving
few
on.
more 40s off here. And this is some positions that you usually wouldn't expect to be hearing from when we're talking about the 40s. But this is offensive linemen. I'm going to talk about Tristan Wirfs and Mekhi Becton. Tristan Wirfs put up a very impressive 4.85 in the 40. He did very good. In that, he also, I think he recorded the highest broad jump by an offensive lineman. He got 10-1, which is very good. And then Mekhi Becton at 350 plus pounds ran a 5.10, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, it is. And one thing that I just like to point out with offensive linemen in the 40, it's
it doesn't
impressive.
matter as much. But
But think about it. Like most of the time,
the 10 yards is what matters.
Yeah, but most of the time, offensive linemen they run 5 yards down the field, and then that's
exactly.
receive. That's a flag.
Which is why the 10
so
yards
it does matter. But I just for each position has drills that matter more than others.
And that's why for the offensive linemen they have the 10-yard thing because that matters more. And Joe Thomas was there on the offensive line day. If you don't know who Joe Thomas is, he was a lineman for the Browns for a long time, a very good lineman.
He was really
and
good.
he said the only time the lineman's going to be running 40 yards is when there's interception, they're trying to make a tackle. You never want that. So Yeah, just thought I'd mention the big guys. They can get some recognition as well. There's probably a few guys we're forgetting as well in this list of people who ran some good 40s. Hurts put up a good one for the quarterbacks, 4.59.
They're extremely fast.
Yeah.
Did he lead the quarterbacks? You know, I think he did.
Yes, he did. He did.
And then there was one more that was ran today. I'll find it. And when I'm saying today, I mean this is the defensive back day. When we're filming this, here it is. It's Guidry. He ran a 4.29.
That's great. Yeah, that kind of was a surprise.
Yeah, so he'll be a more scouted guy because of that now.
Especially at that position, you have to be able to be fast.
Yes.
They mentioned that multiple times throughout the combine on that day, that was the most important one because as a cornerback, you have to be chasing guys down that are going to be really fast. And we saw some fast wide receivers in this draft as well that these guys are going to have to be keeping up with.
And DJ said he was a nickel in college, so he'll probably be a nickel in the NFL. And he'd probably be a good one at that speed. And then Henderson, who I believe it was Peter Schrager, who said he had a chance to beat the record. Obviously did not do that, but he ran pretty fast as well.
Yeah.
Time's actually not on what I'm looking at right now, but he did pretty good well.
Yeah. Henderson had a good day.
Yeah.
Indeed, he did. Really, on the first day of the defense, it was no surprise that Derek Brown was one of the people that shone throughout the entire day at the combine. You were able to see how strong he was, and throughout the entire process of it, he was putting up impressive numbers. It wasn't eye-popping, but it's what we expected to see from Derek Brown, and he's keeping his reputation going. He'll be one of the top picks in the draft, so I just wanted to mention him because really he's one of the only top players that you look at that actually participated in this draft.
Yeah.
There's other guys as well that are near the top.
Burrow and Young did participate.
Yeah, and he's close up with those two.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to anyone who did participate. There are plenty of really, really talented guys that did participate.
And just a side note, I'm rolling with Daniel Jeremiah here today. He's DJ's number 2 prospect overall. I believe he has Chase Young at 1. That means probably Burrow's at 3.
Yeah, Burrow is at 3. Ryan, I know you've been waiting to talk about this one now. On the first day of the combine, we got to talk about Justin Herbert.
We do.
Take it away.
I will take it away because Justin Herbert really solidified his position in my quarterback rankings as the quarterback number 2 in this draft. I just think he has all the physical tools to succeed in the NFL for a long time. He's tall, he's strong, he can take hits, and he can make every throw that you'd expect an NFL quarterback to make. His arm is awesome, and I really think he just proved that in the combine. I think he had a really, really, really good week, or well, it's not a week, but day at the combine. I just think that he showed everything that he is capable of doing. I think he performed well, and he showed off his arm strength. He made all those throws all over the field really well. He's a physical guy. He's mobile. He could run when he wants to. And most of all, he can take hits. You're not going to have to wince every time that he takes a hit. He's a tough guy. He's got tons of starting experience. So I just really think this combine was a nice way he put together all of the things that he really improved on. Because remember, he could have declared last year when he went back to Oregon for his senior year to try and win the Pac-12 and win a Rose Bowl and improve on his skill set. He did all 3 of those things. Had a good Senior Bowl week.
He probably wanted to try to win national.
Well, okay, I know, but I'm sure that doesn't hurt. It's not a bad consolation prize winning a New Year's Six, and I think he wanted to also play with his brother, who was like an incoming freshman, but that's a different story. But yeah, Herbert really just put the icing on the cake with the combine. The strong end of the season with the Pac-12 game and the Rose Bowl, the good Senior Bowl. He really impressed me, and I can now confidently say he's my QB2 in this draft behind Joe Burrow.
Well, you're definitely right. He did have a good quarterback, good combine.
Yeah.
He is a good quarterback. Yes. And as Daniel Jeremiah put it, you love the size of Herbert. He's 6'6", 236 pounds. You said he was tough.
He is.
The thing with Herbert is that sometimes he's not as aggressive enough. If you're watching at the combine, that is what Daniel Jeremiah said. I'm reading through a bunch of his quotes right now. He said he's not aggressive enough, and sometimes he's a little bit too cautious. You can't really test that in the combine when there's no defense, so you can't really see it. You can go back and watch the Senior Bowl or whatever. You can go back and watch film on him, whatever, to watch all that. But you couldn't really test that in the combine. So he did good for the circumstances that he was in. And I liked what he showed us.
Yeah, I did. And I was talking to Ryan about this multiple times since Thursday night. I said during the season, especially early on in Oregon season, there was a lot of insecurity in the pocket with Justin Herbert. I wasn't really sure if he felt comfortable there. And when he makes throws, a lot of the times You just saw he was thinking too much when he was throwing. And this is a high-pressure situation. I know there's no defense or anything, but he knows the world is watching. And a lot of things, just from simple throws to the sideline or wherever it was, it proved to me that Justin Herbert has improved over the offseason so far, and I really enjoy that. So that definitely did boost my thoughts on Justin Herbert.
Yeah, there was a stretch in his season where it looked like the decision to try to go back to college was not going to be a good one, as he had a really good year before.
Yeah.
He started playing better. It kind of all started with the Senior Bowl, carried into the Combine, hopefully on his pro day, and into draft night, his stock rises up for his sake. Because I think we could all believe that we like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ryan, especially, as he said, he's got him as his 2 over Tua, which is something that he is confident about. He's talked to us about that. I don't have my complete rankings yet.
That'd be a fun video, Herbert versus Tua.
Yeah.
Jordan Love also had a good night if we're talking about quarterbacks there as well, even though he was already a higher prospect on the board. Watching him on Thursday as well really solidified people's opinions about him, even though he went to a smaller school and had some interceptions.
Yeah.
They were talking about as well on the broadcast. They did a great job of talking about this. How even though he threw a lot of picks and there were a lot of turnovers in that season, he didn't have a lot to work with. His team wasn't that good. He had to try and force plays. But he does have the highest upside, I believe, in the entire draft, I would say, because of what you've seen him do. But then the problem is the next game he can go out and be the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is he has the highest upside, but he also
I'm not saying he's going to be the best quarterback.
Possibly the highest downside as well.
So you never know what you're going to get with him.
Yes.
And my concern with Jordan Love, he did show off a lot of great physical attributes at the Combine like Herbert did, but he played not in a Power 5 conference, and it's not like he dominated the competition. Like Utah State went 6-6 this year, so barely bowl eligible and didn't even win their bowl game. 20 touchdowns to 17 picks, so it's close to a 1-to-1 ratio there. Again, the physical talent is there. It's just I'm not buying into him as much as I'm buying into Herbert due to the kind of lower level of competition in the Mountain West versus the Pac-12 for Herbert.
Well, either way, right now, Jordan Love is expected to go first round. Teams are probably going to be desperate to grab quarterbacks.
Yeah, they always are.
Depending on what
Everyone
happens.
reaches for quarterbacks.
And it depends on free agency, too, what happens with that. But I would not be surprised to see him go first round. And a lot of people are putting up there with some of the best. So he will probably go early on draft night. Probably won't see day 2. We'll probably see it, but not be in it.
Yeah. He'll see it, but hard to be on a team.
Yeah.
He'll be watching from somewhere else.
Okay, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I have one more important thing to say about the Combine.
Let's hear it.
I figured you need the charger. I saw it. You're welcome.
I mean, we have like a minute left.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to help you out here. One more important thing was the last thing they did at the Combine, and that was Run Rich Run. This was the 15th year of it, I believe, and I don't have it pulled up right now, but I think he ran a 5.98.
That's correct.
That was right, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. I didn't want to be wrong about that. Really respect that from Rich Eisen. What he's been doing for the entire 15 years is really cool to see, and something a lot of people tune in. It's weird to think you're gonna it's like the top thing really to go watch 50-year-old run 40 yards, but it's really cool. They've raised a ton of money this year, more than they ever have by far.
And you said the foundation, you gotta say it's St. Jude.
Yeah, the St. Jude Foundation. I don't know if that's still open, but if it is, you should really go donate to it too, because it's a really good cause, and Rich Eisen, really good character in the NFL world.
It is really a good tradition that they do, and I love it. I just want to see, like, maybe they have some statistic about the TV ratings. Did they, like, immediately shoot up once Run Rich Run happened versus when all the college prospects were playing? I feel like that'd be fun to see the TV ratings.
Yeah, just wanted to mention that because
great tradition every year.
Yes, it's really cool to watch. It's weird how it is, but everyone loves it, and
he loves doing it
for a good reason.
He hypes it up on his Instagram.
Does.
He loves it.
Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. Let us know what you guys thought of the Combine. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, like I said, comment, and hit the notification bell. And once you do all that, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.